After work, I drive up to Monica's house.
Hey, Yuri, you here to get your hair done with Monica and Sayori?
Yes, I am.
They're in the upstairs bathroom. Go on in.
Thank you.
Yuri! Monica said you were planning on doing this with us.
You're here. I was meaning to where you weren't going to show. Sorry, after I got off work, I had to walk home to get the car and then go to the store for the hair dye. It took me a while to decide on a color.
Let me see. I'm curious what you got.
I hand the bottles over to her.
Dark amethyst angel.
As I said, I don't really want to change anything.
Well, then let me finish it with Sayori, then we'll get you back to your original color. You're going to want to take off that nice clothes you're wearing. You don't want it to accidentally get stained.
I look down and consider the situation. Even though it's Monica and Sayori, I will still feel self-conscious going topless around them. And if I need to leave the bathroom for some reason, I wouldn't be able to do so. However, I really like this blouse and would hate for it to be ruined. Monica seems to realize my hesitation.
Hold on, let me get you a spare t-shirt that I don't care about.
Thank you.
Here you go.
I take the shirt she offers me. Thank you again.
No problem.
I turn around and start unbuttoning my blouse. So we were wondering if you had any news about Meredith's pregnancy earlier today, Sayori.
No, just that she is going to be having a girl. I think it's so exciting you being a grandmother again, Sayori.
I finish putting on the t-shirt and hang up my blouse over the shower door.
Akiko says she goes out on lots of dates when I ask, but doesn't have anything close to a steady boyfriend. And Chris, she seems happy with the guy she's living with, but I hope she doesn't get pregnant with him. He's such a slacker, he'd make a horrible husband and father. So I probably won't be with myself anytime soon. Well, being a grandmother isn't always as great as you might think. I worry a lot about my grandkids. I hardly get to spend any time with them. I haven't seen David ever since Angela got married.
She got married? I'm quite surprised by this. Sayori had never mentioned it. Though in hindsight, I don't remember hearing anything about David ever since James died.
Yeah, it happened a little over a year after James was killed. I stay in contact with her parents, so I at least get some news through them. Her husband adopted David and seems to be taking good care of him, so I'm glad about that. I just wish I was a part of his life. Things with Meredith's kids aren't any better. I thought you frequently spoke with Meredith on the phone. On the phone, yes, but she's too far for us to visit easily. I've only seen little James in person once, and that was right after he was born. He has no clue who I am. I'm nothing but a random voice on the phone to him. Okay, Sayori, you're done. Thanks. Sit down, Yuri, and I'll do yours next.
Sayori moves off the chair and I take her place. Monica starts unbraiding my hair.
Your situation isn't all that unusual, Sayori. My parents had the same problem with Akiko and Chris before we moved here. And of course, Rikubo's parents have always been too far away to visit frequently. Video chat helped a lot, especially when my kids got older and could recognize them. Was that it? Video chats? We also tried to visit as much as we could, and with them with us, but between money and getting time off with work, it was hard. Rikubo's parents came up with the idea of sending gifts on odd holidays.
What do you mean by odd holidays?
Shortly after Chris was born, they stopped giving my kids birthday and Christmas gifts. Instead, they sent Thanksgiving gifts. Thanksgiving gifts? Yep, Thanksgiving gifts. They told me that they know if they sent a Christmas present that it would just be another random gift my kids got that day. It wouldn't be all that special, especially since my kids see them in person so rarely. But by sending them gifts on Thanksgiving, a holiday that they wouldn't otherwise receive them on, and then it made them just a bit more memorable.
That makes sense, I suppose.
And instead of birthdays, they came up with Akiko Day and Chris Day. A random day in the year, not near their birthday or any other major holiday, that was just for them. On that day, either Akiko or Chris would open up a gift that had been shipped to them. Rikubo's parents also would call them on the phone and talk with them about anything they wanted. They would try to make that one day as special as they could for them remotely.
Sounds fun for the kids.
Sorta. Sometimes the kids wouldn't want to talk to Grandma and Grandpa for long, especially when they were younger. But I think it worked well, with Akiko and Chris
just never forgot the Thanksgiving gift grandparents growing up. And now as adults, they have nice memories of them. You should do that, Sayori.
I don't know.
Why not? It may not be ideal, but it is better than being a nobody to them. I can't help but think how much I would like to be even a Thanksgiving gift grandparent. I hate it when I feel twinges of jealousy towards any of my sisters like this.
Yes, and maybe with Meredith's children, but David... He has a new father, new grandparents.
There is no reason he can't have more. My sister's kids ended up with a third set of grandparents after she remarried. Her second husband's parents just accepted her children as if they were actually related. Monica is right, as I remember all of your children were quite upset when Lucas's father passed away.
Yeah, even Meredith called them Grandma and Grandpa after spending enough time with them. And she still has never referred to Lucas as anything but her stepdad that I know of.
There you go. Get in touch with Angela and let her know you still want to be a part of David's life if you can.
What if she doesn't want me in his life? She knows I didn't approve of her and James's relationship. We've never really gotten along.
Knowing you, I'm certain you can make friends with her, and Monica interrupts me. Even if she doesn't, you need to at least try. This is your grandson we're talking about. If she doesn't want you in her son's life, then you're no worse off than you are now, and you know you did your best. But if you don't at least try, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Sayori sighs.
You're right. You're completely right. I have enough regrets in my life. I don't want my grandchildren to be another one.
December, year 38. Well, we're getting close to the end of this thing. We might even finish it this session.
I sigh as I collect my purse and get ready to go home. It's a couple of weeks before Christmas, but business has been picking up and I'm tired. I look out the window and see that it snowed earlier today. I knew I shouldn't have walked to work this morning. The weather report said it was going to be cold this evening. But the exercise helped me with my weight, and I wasn't expecting snow. I considered calling Gene and having him come pick me up, but the snow has stopped and I did bring an extra warm coat. As I start to walk out the store, I see Violet sitting near the front door watching me. Violet, what are you doing here?
Waiting for you to get off work.
Why? Is something the matter?
No, I just wanted to talk to you.
Well, I just got off work and was getting ready to walk home, but I'm more than happy to visit with you if you want. What's on your mind?
Not here. How about we talk on the way to your house? Still another question.
I look at her questioningly. Sure. It's been a while since I've had the chance to talk to you one-on-one like this.
Yeah, it has.
How are things going for you at school?
Fine. My grades are okay. I have good friends. No one bullies me. I'm still active in the literature club, of course, which is doing well.
How has writing a play been going?
It's been a fun project for all of us in the club. There's even talk of the drama club performing it this spring if we can finish it in time. And assuming the teachers approve of the content.
Don't tell me you're writing a sex scene or something.
No, but there is a suicide attempt. Some of us actually wanted the character to succeed and die. It would make the ending very sweet. But I got outvoted so she gets saved at the last minute by her friends.
You're worried the teachers won't approve of that?
We all are, to be honest. But everyone agrees it's central to the story.
Need an apostrophe for it to be it is central.
No guarantees it will work, but if you do have problems with it, then you might try pointing out that Romeo and Juliet has 2 suicides in it. Actual suicides, not just attempts.
I know. That's how I convinced the others to write it in the first place. But let's be honest, all anyone ever remembers is, "Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?" and forgets everything after that. Even when studying Shakespeare in English, no one really pays attention to Romeo and Juliet. It's the only reason they even perform it in schools.
I think it's more the fact it's a classic and so is grandfathered in myself.
Yes, there is that too, I suppose.
But it is up to your club if you all want to add controversial content into the play and accept the possibility that the drama teacher won't allow it. She looks down, obviously frustrated. Even if they do, you might try running it by the community theater.
We have been thinking about that, actually. Even if they are willing to do it, and that's a big if, we'd prefer to show it off to the school, though. Still, we need to finish it before we worry too much about it being a success or not.
Are you all having fun writing it?
Well, yeah.
Then don't worry so much about how it's received. For me, the joy of creating something, is its own reward. Yes, it's nice when other people appreciate it, but there will always be people who dislike something, no matter how good it is. And I found if I try to write what I think others like, I just end up with something I hate myself.
That doesn't sound very professional.
It isn't, and I admit if I was a professional author that needed to worry about publishing, I would likely have a different opinion. But I'm not, so I don't. It's one reason I've never attempted to publish any of my writing, or even really share it.
You still write?
Sometimes. It has always been a way for me to express myself.
Or express yourself, even though you don't share your writing?
As I said, writing is its own reward. The conversation dies away. Violet looks down, lost in thought. I look at her, wondering what's on her mind. There is obviously something she wants to talk to me about, beside what the club is doing, or is currently doing. From the way she is acting, it must be serious, though I can't think of what it might be. If it was too serious, I would assume she'd bring it up with her parents instead of me.
Yuri?
Yes?
How do you let us know you like them?
I'm so shocked by the question I skid in the snow and nearly fall.
Are you okay?
Yes, sorry, just lost my footing a bit. Why is she asking me that of all people? I have never been known as someone to go for dating advice. Is there someone at school you're interested in? Her blush speaks volumes. I have no problem with you coming to me with things like this, but your mother would be a better person to ask. I never dated in high school, and your mother is the only one of my friends that had a serious boyfriend back then.
I did try to talk to Mom about it, but when I asked what she said the first time she confessed her love to someone, she shut down. She said she made a complete mess of things, and it was obvious she didn't want to talk about it.
I'm not surprised. It was with MC, your brother's and sister's father. Also, it happened right before her suicide attempt. So she probably has some very mixed feelings about it.
Oh, that makes sense. You really never dated in high school?
I know it may be hard to believe, but I was shy and a little introverted even back then.
A little introverted? I've known you all my life, Yuri, and you have never been the most outgoing person in the world.
Which is why I feel like I am not the best person to ask about this.
I feel so shy and awkward around him. I can barely get a word out.
So I thought maybe you could tell me,
Why did I think it was Yuri?
So I thought maybe you could tell me what you did, since you're always that way around new people.
In high school, I hid. I had crushes, of course, but never was able to talk to them, much less confess.
Did you wait for them to ask you out?
Sort of. Naturally, I wished they would, but they never did. And honestly, if any of them had, I probably would have been too shy and embarrassed to accept.
What about Gene?
We didn't go to high school together. He grew up quite a ways from here. We met a few years later, well after high school. After college, even.
Was it easier then?
I think for a bit. Yes, but only because it was something I had spent years working on. The best advice I have is to try to talk to him as a friend, nothing more.
But how do I tell him I love him by talking to him as nothing more than a friend?
You don't. She looks at me incredulously.
I can't believe you were telling me to ignore my feelings and not date.
I'm sorry, that wasn't what I was trying to say. Talk to him as just a friend, get to know him as just a friend, actually be his friend. You may find he's someone you don't really want as a boyfriend. But more likely you'll become more comfortable with him and be able to talk to him better. and your friendship will be a good foundation to build a romantic relationship on.
Is that what you did with Jean?
I think back to when I first started dating Jean. I also remember Sayori and OC being childhood friends before they became a couple. No, he asked me out on our first date just a few days after we really met. I was so nervous I could barely say yes. But he quickly became my best friend and still is. Don't get me wrong, romance and intimacy is an important part of our relationship. I enjoy going out on dates with him, and we still do date even though we're married, but you can't do that every day. Most days we're doing chores together, talking about our day, sharing our interests. The kind of things you want to do with your best friend.
So just be his friend?
Yes, find out if he's someone you actually like.
Well, of course I like him. That's why I want to date him.
No, you know you like him, but do you like him? After all, you can be physically attracted towards someone that is mean or otherwise a complete jerk. It happens all the time. How well do you know him?
Not very well.
There you go.
I suppose it is unrealistic for me to go up to him, pour my heart out, and immediately be in a stable relationship.
It does happen. Jean and I only knew each other for a couple of days before our first date. We were engaged about 2 months later and married 4 months after that. But remember that getting into a romantic relationship is just the beginning, not the end goal.
Except I still need to go up to him, try to become friends with him, and get to know him. How do I introduce myself to him?
I sigh. I'm sorry, but I don't have any answers for you there. That is a question I've asked myself many times in my life.
It's a good thing you never had children of your own, since you're useless at guiding them through life.
I was hoping that suggesting you talk to him just as you would if you weren't romantically interested in him would be enough. That you could then just say whatever it is people say when they want to be friends with someone. I know it isn't the answer you're looking for, but it's the best I have to give.
That's okay, Yuri. I appreciate you trying. And you've given me a lot to think about.
Wait, hold on a second. What is it? And you've given me a lot to think about it. Oh yeah, I don't need that. You don't need that there.
I appreciate you being willing to talk to me about this. Guess I'll head home.
I opened the gate to my house. You should come inside. It's starting to snow again.
I can walk home. I've done it lots of times before.
Violet, I'm not letting you walk home right now. Although it's not late, it's already dark because of the solstice, and it's starting to snow again. Let's get you warmed up, and then I'll drive you home if your mom can't pick you up on her way home from work. She rubs her arms a bit.
Okay, it is pretty cold, and I didn't bring a coat this morning.
I'm glad you at least have pants and that hoodie. You'd be freezing with just your school uniforms, skirt and jacket.